My name is Bryant Morton, and this is my final senior portfolio. This presentation will be split up into two parts. This part, the first part, will be about the minimum requirement for the communication department, which includes the writing sample, an analytical sample, and a sample of computer skill. The second part will contain information specifically for the capstone course, involving the infographic, my resume, my strategic career plan, and an interview I did for work experience. For part two, click on the other video. This is part one. I chose to use Wix for my portfolio because Wix is a very simple and easy to use tool. You can get very in depth, very creative with it, and you can do really anything you put your mind to with it. It comes with different templates. I chose to do a general student resume template because that's more or less what this portfolio is. It is my resume as a student in Appalachian State of the work I've done. Here's why I should graduate. So for the background image, I used a picture that I took up at Howard's Knob. It has Boone right in the middle, surrounded by all of our beautiful mountains. And I wanted to incorporate that scene into my portfolio because that's what Appalachian is all about. We're a small college town surrounded by the mountains, and we really pride ourselves on those mountains. It's the reason I came to Appalachian, because of the mountains. I tried UNC Asheville. There wasn't enough mountains for me. I came to Boone. I fell in love immediately. And I wanted to incorporate that love in my portfolio. So if you look over here to the right, we have my email address. I put that in there so that when I use this portfolio in job interviews or give my employers access to it, they can email me if they wish to get in touch with me. I've also included links to my Facebook and my LinkedIn so that they can view me on social media, follow me on social media, and see what I'm doing, who I am, what I'm like. I do admittedly need to update them, make them look more professional. I don't really use them, and I'm going to change that. The links will update automatically as I do that. The YouTube and Instagram icons, those are for my media-based things. So on YouTube, if we click that, you go to my YouTube channel, and here you can view all of the videos I've done throughout my media time. You click on the Instagram and you go to my Instagram page that has all of my photography stuff. I will be putting more pictures on there as time goes on. So a little bit about me. I'm a senior at Appalachian State, majoring in communication studies and minoring in media studies. Throughout my time at App State, I have been learning different methods of video production, practicing photography, and preparing for my future in the communication world. I have also been practicing my video production skills in my free time by making videos for friends and family. After I graduate in December, I'll be looking for jobs and entering the world of media and video production. So for the writing sample, I have chosen to include a journalism piece that I wrote for my Intro to Journalism course. This piece, and this is a link, if you click on the image, it will take you to the full PDF document. But this piece counted as our final exam in that class. The point of it was to research a topic around Boone or the university in general or Watauga County, something local, and tie it in with sustainability. And I did my paper on Appalachian's goal to become zero waste by 2022. I chose to include this paper in here because it shows what I've learned in my Intro to Journalism course. It shows that I have experience with journalism, albeit for pretend newspapers and news sources, but it shows experience nonetheless. And since I'm going into some form of journalism or media after I graduate, I wanted to include that in there. So now for the analytical section, I chose to include research I did for my research methods course, which we chose to do the research on diversity in children's books and television shows and show how different forms of diversity are shown or interpreted for children. For example, we covered gender diversity, um, ethnicity, and different disabilities, as well as some other details. If you click on this first image, it will take you to the it's a PDF document of the Excel sheet that we used to piece all of our data together. We put everything in numerical values so that we could average it and gather information that way. And that way we could get percentages and get numbers to understand. If you click on this second document, it takes you to a table that we did, and it has a research questions for the paper with our data put into the tables. We did it this way so that we could see what see what we researched and understand the data we found to incorporate into our final research paper. I chose to include those because it is an extensive piece of research that we did as a class. We read 10 children's picture books, 10 children's storybooks, and watched 10 of the most highly rated television shows. And we had to come up with the topic, find the research, do the research, compile it, understand it, and then write a comprehensive paper on it. And it shows my ability to do all of that. And in addition, it shows my ability to working with a large group of people. Now, I did do my infographic on this topic, on this specific document. If you wish to view it right now, there is a link right here that will take you to that page. However, I'm not going to do that. I'm going to show it to you in part 2 because the infographic was one of the specific requirements for the course, not just for the department. So we will get into that later. And moving on to the final part of the communication portfolio is the computer skill section. This is the section where I included 4 of the videos that I have made over the last few years. The 4 videos I have chosen cover a wide variety of skills, different topics, different methods of doing it, and I wanted to include it because, first off, it shows the different skills I have with, for example, stop motion, writing a narrative, doing a documentary, or doing a published work for a client, and I'll get into those later. It shows my ability to film, to work a camera, work a microphone, and to edit it all together. That's the key part, is the editing. That is very intensive with computer programs. You have to cut the clips, piece them together like a puzzle, insert effects, insert Photoshop effects, insert sound effects, and it's a very involved process. And given that I want to go into some sort of video production or media, I wanted to include some of the work I've done because I'm going to show this to my employers as an example of what I can do for you. So this first one, and all of these are links. If you click on them, I'll show you this one, for example. It will go to the uploaded video on YouTube, on my YouTube channel, each one. This first one was a stop motion video I did. It is a parody off of the Fast and the Furious, and it is, like I said, stop motion. So it consists of 350 pictures compiled into a video. The video itself is only 35 seconds long, but it took a lot of time and effort and patience, most importantly, to film it. And I'm very proud of the way it turned out. I put a lot of sound effects into it and music, and everyone in my class thought it was great because of the sound effects and effort I put into it and the amount of detail I kept with it. That one's funny. I encourage you to watch it. This next one, 'Tis the Season, I made that for my beginning video production course, and it is a heartfelt goodbye to my classmates. Now, granted, when I wrote it, it was a farewell to the semester, but now that I'm graduating next week, it is a farewell to my friends at Appalachian, to my professors, to the university as a whole. Um, the purpose of this um, project was to compile a bunch of different clips from our classmates that were pre-recorded for different projects, piece them together, and then also write a narrative and narrate it. I included this one in here because A, it is a very heartfelt, heartwarming one that to this day still makes me emotional when I watch it. That's partially why I included it, but also it shows my ability to write and record a narration. Although I particularly don't like my voice for narration, it shows that I can do it. I encourage you to watch that one if you want to feel something heartfelt. Maybe feel an emotion here or there. Now this one, Friends and Their Pets, that is the video that I am the most proud of. I had the most fun making it. If you don't watch any of the others, I encourage you to watch this one. It's full of cute videos of pets and pictures of pets and cute stories of pets. And if you really want to feel happy, want to see some cute animals, I encourage you to watch this one. It's about 5 minutes long. But the point of that video was to show the psychological benefits of owning a pet. I wanted to include the story of the owner of the pet, how they came to meet the pet and adopt it, and since then, what were the mental effects of having the pet. And overall, it was a very good, emotional opinion. Like, everyone who's had the pet has said, my life has been improved since having their pet, which they consider many times to be their children or a member of their family. Again, that one's very cute. I encourage you to watch it. It's the one I'm most proud of all of these. And it's my favorite one. This last one I made in Dr. Gregory's course, fall 2018. I made it for the Watauga County Board of Elections. And it was a voting PSA for the students of Appalachian State to encourage them to go out and do early voting in October. I included this one because it is published works. I do actually have this in my resume as well, which I will show you in part 2. But the group I was in, the group members did a lot of the storyboard and writing. I did a lot of the filming and the editing because that's more my area of expertise. And it's all shot on my cell phone, but it's HD and it looks great. And I had a lot of fun making it. It shows my ability to take 45, 50 minutes of footage and edit it down into a meaningful 30-second video clip. And it went on App TV across campus. And yeah, I'm also very proud of that one. Here's my rationales for those videos. This is more or less just a text version of what I've spoken to you. Everything I've said to you, you can read in the text rationales. But that's it for part 1. Click on part 2 and I will show you the specific class requirements for my capstone course.